Yeah, sorry, that's just running through some demo loops.
Is that you on the display?
It's not me,
Oh.
but it would be.
Okay.
It would be. So.
Kind of looks like it could be you.
So I don't know how much has been explained to you guys about the car, but this is a kind of early prototype. So visually, it's about 80-85% representative of what the production car would be. So, but underneath, it's not BYTON underneath. The skin is the design that we're showing.
Mm-hmm.
So something that's been greatly improved for production is the ingress-egress there. I know it's a little tricky for you guys in the back in particular, but that's something that's been worked on.
Is this touch?
This is not touch actually. So this is primarily controlled by voice activation, with gesture control as well being a secondary control method there.
Is this checking my heart rate, or is it simulation?
So yeah, in this it's a simulation, but actually for the production car it would be monitoring. You can check your heart rate, your weight. So the kind of health monitoring is part of what we're doing.
So if you push your feet down real hard on the floor, will it?
Maybe that'll skew the numbers a little bit. Yeah. So this stuff's all monitored then by wearable devices of partners that we're working with.
Okay. And that stays even though you turn the steering wheel?
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. You said it's not a BYTON powertrain. Did you use like a off the shelf or?
Yeah, there's a number of different powertrains that the show car builders will use. I'm not entirely sure what's in this one. So yeah, it's not really to show you the dynamic abilities, let's say, of the car, but just to give you a feeling of the BYTON environment.
That's nice.
I like the roof a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
And it doesn't just, I mean, it feels open, but it also is open in terms of head.
Yeah. So I know it looks a little bit different for you guys in the back, but something that I like to point out to the front passengers is actually the screen does not block your view of the road at all. So the entire architecture of the interior is different to what a conventional car would be. So the IP is a lot lower and further forward in car to allow us to get this big screen in there, which is 49 inches by 10 inches.
Another thing I like about the large roof is that it makes the rear passengers feel a little bit less closed in, like we're not looking through this little tiny aperture in front of us.
Absolutely.
You can also see, like, buildings and lights and things that are passing around.
So in order for us to do this architecture in the IP here, the HVAC system is moved into the front of the car, so forward of what would be the traditional firewall. So it means that there is not a front trunk or frunk that people often expect with EVs, but there's a very sizable rear trunk there.
How much of this braking are you doing with regenerative braking?
Actually, in the city, I can do. I adjust my driving style a little bit. I can do it almost entirely with regen.
Are there any regen paddles or regen settings, or is it just one?
So no, that would be selectable regen there.
And the idea with the screen is eventually there's going to be autonomous driving, and,
Exactly.
and these things swivel around.
Yeah, these rotate through, I believe, 12 degrees. So, which for me as the driver, it means that my feet can then be completely clear of the pedals, and I can really stretch out there. So, additionally, with the seat rotation, it opens up the view of the screen for the rear passengers a lot more.
Makes sense.
So it's, I mean, we call this our SED, which is the shared experience display. We'll definitely be showcasing a lot more of this stuff at CES.
There you go, Seth.
Excited.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
Any particular elements that you guys are interested with the car? Or is there
I mean, we're always kind of tech nerds, so we're interested in kilowatt hours of battery and how fast the motors are. So, but this isn't really the.
Yeah. So this one, I mean, I can't really demonstrate that for you.
Right.
But as an overall experience of how it is to ride in the car, then hopefully you get a good impression.
Is this BYTON suspension?
No,
No.
it's also not.
Good question, Seth.
Oh, it feels pretty smooth. So.
Oh, you thought? Okay. Not so much back here.
Yeah. Oh, is it bumpy?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you have good eyesight to the corners.
Yeah, really.
No, I really like the visibility.
I mean, it doesn't really need to be said, but the screen is it's the game changer.
It's definitely a focal point there.
Yeah.
So then, have you guys had all of the kind of specs explained to you regarding the base price and that kind of thing?
Perhaps, but feel free to go ahead.
Yeah, so base car is at the $45,000 price point. For that you get rear wheel drive with a single motor, 70 something kilowatt battery pack, and about a 250 mile range. So jumping from there to the next one, then you go up to four wheel drive with a 90 something kilowatt battery pack, and then you're looking at about 325 miles of range.
Is it just the two battery options then?
At the moment, yes.
And what does the higher tier cost?
We have not communicated the price point of the higher tier yet.
And you're taking reservations?
Yeah. So you can reserve a car pretty easily through the BYTON app. If you guys have that, you can do the configurator there and then make a reservation.
When does the first one roll off the lines for the US?
For US, it would be 2020. In China, cars will go to customers the latter part of 2019.
So a year from now. That's interesting.
Yeah, US and Europe then will follow in 2020.
Now, do you envision people putting stuff on here? Their wallet? Or...
I mean, people will put stuff on.
Yeah,
I know.
it's certainly not the intention of that
Right.
surface there. It's just to be low and out the way for your
Right.
kind of clear vision of the screen there.
What are all these?
So these are actually the gesture sensors.
Okay.
So whilst I've got this video demo running, they're not going to do anything, but there's this which initiates the gesture system. Then you rotate your hand to bring up the main menu, and then you have a cursor system. OK to select items, and then you can also pinch and grab things and move them around the screen too.
Now
It's
these,
like Minority Report.
yeah.
Yeah.
These rear screens seem like they have two cameras. Is one of those a camera and the other one is a gesture sensor, or what?
In this, yes, but that's something that would be probably a little different in production.
Okay.
Just for a show, like a showcase powertrains and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely with the electric powertrain, the torque surge is definitely nice.
Yeah. Can't go back once you try it.
Absolutely. Yeah, when you get in amongst the tall buildings, it's really nice to have the glass roof there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially for the rear passengers.
Yeah. I mean, even if there's nothing you really need to see up there, it's still much nicer than looking
It's-
at like nothing.
For sure, it's a nice experience.
Is there any tint to it, or is it?
This one has a little tint to it. I'm not sure what the method of production would be.
Does
there.
it block sun?
Yeah, so
okay.
that's obviously something that has to be considered. So the base car would be a metal roof there, with the glass roof as an option.